pretty sure I made this shirt in the last video, so we're gonna wear it in this video. I don't even know if you can fucking see it. For some reason, I look like somebody. Okay, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder and I look like somebody right now, but I can't fucking tell who I look like. Why are you moving your furniture? I had no energy this morning at all, and I was in a mood. And now I just have so much fucking energy. I'm so excited, like just for life right now. I think I uploaded a Reading Your Paranormal Stories video very recently, like within the last week or so, but I have so many, and I told you guys I was gonna try to get more of these out, and I was gonna try to do longer ones. Not guaranteeing this is gonna be that long because we're probably gonna lose sun here pretty soon. But I didn't read any from Instagram last time. Not really sure why. I usually jump from Twitter to Instagram just so I can get like a fair share of both, but I didn't do that. So I'm gonna read you guys some more paranormal stories that you guys have sent me, and I'm gonna read them from Instagram this time. I told you guys last time that I had too many to keep up with, and then I probably got like 3 times the amount I already had on top of that. So we're trying. I feel really bad because I want to be able to read these all to you, and I know you guys take the time to write these, and you want me to talk about them, and you want me to see them, and I'm an asshole, and I can't. I'm horrible at things, especially why are you like this? What I'm gonna do, because you guys know that I don't open these messages until I film the video, so I like to read these for the first time on camera because I like to react with you guys. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read a bunch right now, and then whatever I don't get through, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna read some and actually respond to you guys, because I just feel like an asshole because it's just impossible at this point for me to get through every single one. So I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm not gonna let the intro, it's already been 4 minutes. I've already been recording for 4 minutes. What have I said? What have I said in this 4 minutes that like is of any importance to the video whatsoever? Fuck. My last intro was literally 4 minutes long, and I was just gonna say, I don't want this intro to be as long as the last one. I want to get into the stories. But are you fucking kidding me? 4 minutes, Courtney? Almost 5 now that I've gone on a rant that I've been talking for 4 minutes. I'm gonna get right into the stories. I'm going to have everybody right here, as I always do. I'm also going to link everybody down below. Last time I was like, if I'm not lazy, it took me like 30 seconds to find everybody, so I'm gonna link everybody down below. That's a promise this time. So I'm gonna go through Instagram and I'm going to read your guys' paranormal stories. I feel like I'm not filming a scary story right now because I have so much energy that I don't feel like I'm about to be scared the shit out of. Is that a proper way to say that? Instagram is gonna be the same fucking deal as Twitter, so we're just gonna keep scrolling down, and I'm just gonna click on random messages and we're gonna tell them. I've literally just clicked on 3 messages and they've just been weirdos. It's like not scary stories because I'm just clicking random people and they're like, what's up, beautiful? Okay, that's not weird. It's not a weird thing to say to somebody. There's more to the message than just that. Never mind. Okay, so this one is from Kate. So she says, hi Courtney, I wanted to tell you a story from a house I used to live in. It started maybe 3 years ago, and just a disclaimer, I'm not really a believer in the paranormal. I think these are my favorite because you know that shit has to go down for these people to believe that this is actually paranormal. So my brother and I decided to switch rooms, and I had never noticed anything until then. The layout of the room was kind of like 2 rectangles connected, if that makes any sense. So you'd have to go around a corner to see my bed. So often I would wake up in the middle of the night at around 2 or 4 and see a tall black figure peeking around the corner and staring at me. Wow, great start. Now my family is tall, but it was a lot taller than my mom and not as strongly built as my dad. I used to think maybe I was having sleep paralysis, so I kind of ignored it. Sometimes it would be at the foot of my bed, so I feel like even if I thought it was sleep paralysis, I wouldn't be able to ignore some tall ass figure standing at the foot of my bed, or like being like, hey, around the fucking corner. There were points where I felt like I was being followed, and once it got to the point where I had a mental breakdown on the bathroom floor, me every day when nothing happens, I thought I was going insane, until one day I was in the car with my mom and she said some weird stuff had been going on. I was confused and I asked her what. She said that late at night, she and my dad had been seeing a tall shadowy figure at the foot of their bed and in the chair in the corner. I looked at her with disbelief, knowing someone else had been experiencing what I was. I remember one day I was cleaning my room and I set my glasses in the middle of the dresser, turned around, but when I turned back, they had fallen, along with a doll I had sitting on the dresser. Fucking dolls. Seriously freaked out, I went to take a shower, and that was when I had the mental breakdown. It got to the point where I was terrified when I was home alone. I'd hear footsteps and what sounded like someone running in the attic. I remember one day I was home alone and tried to call a friend, but she didn't answer, so my friend and I were talking on Xbox Live. Started hearing footsteps outside my door, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go investigate, and if I don't come back in like 5 to 10 minutes, call the police. That is actually me. I don't think, actually, I probably told this story a really long time ago, but I'm gonna retell it right now. There was one time where I was in my room, and this was at my mom's house, which the house I believe to be haunted. My mom actually still lives there. This is the house where we do all the Ouija board stuff with T, Hancock. So I was in my room and I heard something in my sister's room, and so I went to go see her because I didn't think she was home. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go say hi to my sister, because we had a Jack and Jill bathroom, so like our bathroom connected our rooms. So I walked through the bathroom and she wasn't home, but it was just so like clear, like I heard something in her room, and our bathroom was pretty long, so it was pretty loud for me to have heard it from my bedroom. So I walk over there and she wasn't there, so I was like, okay, what the fuck? So as I'm walking back to my room, like a box in my closet fell down, and I was like, see ya. So I was fucking freaking out, and so later I kind of like went back at the end and I heard like jingling, and I used to dance, so I had like a jacket with a bunch of pins on it from when I used to dance, and it was like moving, like jingling, and I was like, so I like left my room because I was scared shitless, and I went and I started to watch TV in my living room, and I had to pee so bad, but I was like, well, I'm not going in my demonic bathroom. The only other bathroom is down this fucking hallway. So I called my friend and I was like, can you just talk to me while I pee, because I think I'm being possessed. So I went and I peed, and as I was coming back, I like laid down on my couch again. I was watching a movie. I hung up the phone from my friend, and I heard like a, sorry neighbors, okay, no, fuck you actually, because you are always so loud. I heard like a smack on the counter, like it was so very clearly somebody smacked their hand on the granite, and I just remember sprinting. Like I sprinted the fuck into my parents' room, and I was like, Mom! Like I was so scared, and like that story is still fucking terrifying to me. This reminds me a lot of that. Anyways, sorry for interrupting your story for my own. So she continues, I opened the door, nobody was there. No one was even in the house. All the dogs were asleep, and my brother was the only one who hadn't seen it, while the rest of my family called him the good ghost. I was continually followed by it and tormented for 2 years. We've now moved out of the house, we live in a new one. But fun fact, the owner of the house died, so if anything happens, I'll keep you updated. I highly doubt you'll see this, but here's a little story for you. I did see it, and you're the first one in this edition of Reading Your Paranormal Stories. That was lame. Sorry. Okay, and I need to screenshot these people, because last time I didn't screenshot anything, and I just like tried to remember their names. I was like looking up people. Yeah, it was rough. A screenshot this time. Just set myself up for success. Okay, so this is from Phoenix Nova. If your name is Phoenix, I love that so much. And not just because I'm from Phoenix. Okay, so she says, hi Courtney, I know sometimes you read DMs about creepy stuff that's happened to your followers, but I've been too much of a pussy to say anything until this happened. I can't wait. And I don't mean to get pleasure out of your guys' fear, but like, you get pleasure out of mine. So she says, when I was about 9 or 10, I was obsessed with turtles. Me, I fucking love turtles. Like it was not healthy at all. My grandmother went to Eureka Springs and bought me this beautiful glass turtle. I treasure that thing. I put it on top of my DVD player, which was on an old bookshelf, which I guess could explain what started everything. Above my bookshelf was a shelf that goes on the wall. Hopefully that makes sense. I think, yeah, I got it, just connects to the wall. On top of that shelf was an alarm clock, and I had a loft bed with a desk underneath. I went to bed the first night with the turtle, and I woke up to a loud bang. I looked at the clock, and it was 1:33 a.m. The turtle was on the floor. I just figured it was my cat and went back to bed. This happened every single night for 2 weeks. I eventually got scared so shitless that I put the turtle in its own box in the attic. That night at 1:33, I heard a huge thump from my attic. This was years ago. I'm 17 now, and I'm currently redecorating my room and found the old turtle. I laughed it off and came to the conclusion that I was a stupid kid. Last night at 1:33 a.m. on the dot, my turtle fell off my dresser and rolled across the room. This time it broke, and now I'm convinced my house is haunted. Oh shit, I gotta check something. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. Literally the craziest thing just happened. So you guys saw last week I posted a Ouija board video, and basically in the video I met 2 people at the Goatman's Bridge where we went to do the Ouija board, and the girl DM'd me on Instagram, and I didn't even see it until now because I'm literally going through Instagram messages, and she was like, hi, like it's me from like the Alton Bridge. And I was like, oh fuck. I was like, the video is literally going up in 30 minutes when I'm recording this, so I'm just like, it's just the weirdest timing ever. But I wanted to, okay, sorry. Back to the video. Okay, and then this one is from Abby. She says, hey, I know you probably won't see this. Shut up, guys. I'm gonna see everything. I'm gonna try to. I watched your lucid dream video, and I thought I'd tell you about some weird dreams I've been having. Yeah, I'm obsessed with lucid dreams right now, so I asked you guys to send me your lucid dreams, so they're going into this video. I'm not making a separate video for them. Sorry, guys. They're still scary sometimes. They're just interesting. I'm reading it. I thought I'd tell you some weird dreams I've had, and I had this dream ages ago, but I figured I would share it. I was at school hanging out with my friends, and all of a sudden there were shooters in the school. Like hundreds. It was like a war at my school. I remember me and my friend ducking behind a bush and then running down the hallway. My friend was behind me, and we ended up running into a shooter. I got shot and fell to the floor. I turned to see if my friend was okay, and I saw her running away from me, going around a corner, and I remember just being so upset and screaming. I saw blood all around me. I had the same weird sensation you said you had. If you guys haven't seen that video, I talk about a lucid dream where I got shot, and I genuinely thought that I was dying. Like I thought that I got shot in real life, and it just like translated into my dream. So when she's saying like she felt the blood and she could see the blood around her, like I felt that exact sensation, so I'm just like, ah, fuck, it's so scary. She says, I could literally feel blood gush out of my body. That's literally how I felt. Like I didn't even know how to word it properly to where it like just emphasized everything that I felt. My breathing slowed and my vision went all fuzzy. I ended up waking up sweating and crying. The dream went for much longer, but those are the main parts I remember. Another dream was pretty recent, like last week. It's not a long story, but it was terrifying. The main part was the very end, which made me wake up panicking. I remember there was a dead body or something similar to it. I knew it wasn't real, but I remember staring at it for a long time. I don't even think I blinked. All of a sudden, in 1 second, the thing opened its eyes, looked at me, and reached to my face. With its finger stretched out, I was so scared that I woke up. Yeah, I'm not okay with that. That's what I thought like the head tilting dream was gonna be, like somebody just there, and I'd be like, Hey. Okay, so this one's from Samantha. I kind of skimmed it and saw children laughing, so sounds like just a great story. We're losing lighting too. If the lighting turns to shit, I am not sorry. I want to keep going, so this is from Samantha. I'm gonna start off with a backstory. I'm 13 years old and live in a small town in California. I've lived in the same house for 9 years. Not too many things have happened here, but just enough to make a story. It started when I was 8. In my closet, the floor is wood, but the rest of my room is carpet. I'd just gotten a little ball and I loved it and I would play with it all the time. When I wasn't playing with it, I kept it in my closet. One night when I was asleep, I was half awake, half asleep, when I heard the faint sound of children laughing, and it scared me so bad that I couldn't move. I didn't even think I was breathing. So you'd probably think it was just kids playing outside, but it was the middle of the night and no one lived next door at the time, and my room is in the back of the house. I couldn't fall asleep, so I just listened to it and started to hear the ball bouncing at that moment. I was so scared that I made myself fall asleep. I feel like I would do the same thing. Like I would just be laying there and I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm just gonna sleep it off. Sleep off the demons in my closet. The next morning I woke up and looked around my room just for comfort and saw the ball that was in my closet the night before at the head of my bed. I think she means at the foot of her bed, but like the same fucking thing. I was so scared I ran to my mom and dad. Another experience I had was about a year ago. For almost a week, my blankets were being pulled off of me in the middle of the night. This was weird because if my blankets had fallen off the bed, the blankets would be on the side of my bed, but they weren't. They were at the foot of my bed. Also, I could have just kicked them off, but that would be bunched up at the foot of my bed. So they were perfectly spread out from her bed to her closet. Are you fucking kidding me? They're like, you know what? Let's just lay these out real nice. Don't just rip it off. You gotta like fold them. Precise. I'm making a lot of jokes. I'm in a really good mood right now, but like even this is like, it's like scaring me, but like also I'm just in a good mood. So like if somebody possessed me right now, I'd be like, cool. Every night for that week, I would sit up in bed and grab them. One night I did it as it became a routine for me, and at the foot of my bed was a young boy standing there staring at me. I was half asleep, so I waved my hand through it and it slowly disappeared. Then I realized what was happening. I quickly pulled my blankets back on me and laid in bed for the rest of the night. The crazy thing was that my blanket stopped being pulled off of me after that. Now I'm scared. Now I'm a little bit freaked out. Okay, so this one is from Kelsey. So she says, I know people usually message you on Twitter about scary stories, but I don't have one. You can message me on Instagram. You guys can message me on anything. I just feel like Twitter is the easiest place for me to find them. In this case, if you send it to me on Twitter, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to like do an equal amount of both. I always go off of Twitter, so I'm gonna try to like use other things now. I also have screenshots. I was gonna say don't let me forget, but you can't control me forgetting right now. And she says, so a couple years ago, my best friend invited her new boyfriend over to my house with my twin and I, so we could meet him for the first time. We were hanging out in my room and talking about paranormal things when her boyfriend said we should use a Ouija board. I said we didn't have one, so he suggested making one. I've never actually done that before. Like I've never made my own. Well, I guess I don't have to since I have one. Us girls felt weird about it, but we did it anyways because he was older and we wanted to impress him. We found an old poster board and we drew out the letters, numbers, etc. Used a shot glass as the planchette. It's actually really fucking smart. We turned the lights off and lit candles on the floor around the board. My sister Judy was too freaked out, so she sat on my bed as me, my friend, and her boyfriend used it. It took a while, but it started moving. The spirit said his name was Edgar and that he had been hung for adultery right there where the house was built. Do you really? What? Are you kidding me? They're fucking like leaf blowing. Why are you blowing leaves right now? After a while, my friend's boyfriend stepped outside to smoke. We had a feeling he was messing with us, moving it on his own, so me and my friend did it by ourselves. It worked again and we continued to ask it questions. A couple hours passed and my friend's boyfriend went home. My friends and I continued to use the board and we tried to get my sister to play. She refused. Then Edgar started spelling her name over and over again until she eventually joined us. He literally spelled out Charlie's name. I was on the phone with, me and Kayla were on the phone with our friend Charlie. We were like, Charlie, like whatever, and she literally spelled out his name, so like it's fucking scary. We played for a little bit longer until he kept moving the planchette to 5 over and over again, but didn't say why. Then we noticed the sun was starting to rise and looked at the time. It was 5 in the morning and he stopped talking to us. We never tried again, but sometimes we would joke about him being around. One time the 3 of us were in my living room and I said, Edgar, if you hear a knock on the wall. And we heard 3 loud knocks on the wall behind the couch where my friend was sitting. We freaked the fuck out. I would too. Eventually my family moved out of that house and nothing has happened since. The leaf blower is so loud. This is why I usually film at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, because nobody has a leaf blower at 3 a.m. Nobody's alive at 3 a.m. Okay, I'm going to go to my screenshots because I know I'm gonna forget if I don't do that like right fucking now. So this one is actually from my friend Riddle. So she says she woke up and it was probably around 3 a.m. One of her arms was asleep and the other one she couldn't feel at all. So she tried to wake up the one arm to try to feel the other one, like, or wake up the other one that she couldn't feel at all. And she said it didn't feel like her arm. Like when she grabbed it, it didn't feel like her arm. It was huge and felt muscly. The next thing she knew, she was punching herself so hard that she couldn't gain control of the arm. Like her arm was possessed and like it wasn't her arm, like it was muscly and big, but like it was huge and she was fucking punching herself. Fuck. She also sent me this. She said, another spooky thing that happened. I got home from my friend's house at about 9:20, and as I walked through the front door, I heard my sister say bye. My sister left my dad's house at 2:30. Like, her sister hadn't been home for like 7 hours yeah, that's 7 hours. And then she heard her sister like say bye. I also, sorry, I'm gonna bring up a bunch of old stories, but these are reminding me of them. My sister one time was home with her friend and she was having a sleepover, and she heard somebody knock on her door, so she got up and opened the door, and it was my brother standing there, and she like was like, what? Like, what do you need? But my brother wasn't home. Like, my brother wasn't fucking home. I know that doesn't, it sounds way scary when I tell it the first time. I wasn't there and I didn't experience this myself, but like, my brother was standing in her doorway and like, my brother wasn't home. Okay, so this one is from Danielle. She says, hi Courtney, my name is Danielle and I'm 16 years old. She lives in Texas buddies. She said, I moved into a new house 2 years ago, but now only my dad lives in it because my parents are separated. Anyways, last year around sometime in December, I was walking home from school and I just walked into the back door. My dad heard the door, so he came out of his room and asked me, weren't you just here? I said, no, I just got home from school. I stayed after school because I had to go to tutoring. My dad thought I was playing a joke on him and it kept asking me if I was joking. I told him no, and that you could email my biology teacher if she would say that I was there for tutoring. I asked my dad why he was questioning me, and he told me when he got home, he was getting out of his truck when he saw that the blinds on the back door were pushed down as if somebody was looking through them. Oh, okay. Fucking God. Can you imagine like getting out of your car and seeing somebody like through the blinds like this, and like nobody, they waved at my dad. So he waved back because he thought that I was home. Oh my God. When he went inside, he went to go into my room to tell me something and I wasn't there. Later, after he told me what he had experienced, he said the man who previously lived there died in the master bedroom. But what made him telling his story 100% more scary was that my dad does not believe in paranormal stuff. See, that's what I was saying like way before. It's like when people tell you paranormal stories but they don't believe in it, like, it makes it fucking 10 times worse, because it's like shit has to go down for you to believe that this is paranormal. Also around March, my sister was doing her homework in the living room when she said she felt something hit the couch from the inside. She didn't think much of it, so she continued to do her homework. How do you not think much of like you sitting on a chair and feel somebody fucking like punch you from inside of the couch? She continued doing her homework, and after a minute, the thud inside of the couch, she felt, okay, I can't. I fucking can't. I can't. I read ahead. About 1 minute after the thud inside the couch, she felt a hand grab her leg. She had no idea about the previous man who lived at the house before us, so my dad told her it was just her imagination because he didn't want to scare her. Well, you know what? I think she's already scarred for life. If a fucking hand reaching out of your couch and grabbing you, it typically scars a person. Wow. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna read 2 more. That's gonna be my limit right now. Oh my God, this is a Harry Styles fan account. I think her name is Becky. I fucking love you. I'm biggest Harry Styles stan in the entire fucking world. She says, I want to tell you some of the creepy crap that's been happening that I've just pushed aside. Once I had sleep paralysis and I saw a dark figure at the end of my bed scratching my legs and pinching them. I woke up with cramping legs and bruises on them. When I first moved into the house I'm living in now, I sat on the toilet with the door open. It was about 9 p.m. and the hallway was dark. I was on my phone. I opened the camera, not on purpose. I saw a girl with black hair covering her face. I looked up with my camera still open and nothing was there. I looked back on the camera, nothing was there. It was morning time and I was getting cereal, and one of the cereal boxes flew at me and hit me. The thing was, they were on top of the fridge and the fridge was right against the wall. The cereal was in the middle of the fridge. Another time, I was asleep and I heard somebody whisper my name in my ear. How do you push these things aside? It all stopped when my friend came over. The same friend came over before the stuff started happening, and she said she thought there were ghosts in my house. I didn't believe her. I joked with her saying that she brought a ghost in my house and to take them back, and she laughed. It all stopped and she said that things were happening to her when it all stopped happening in my house. Then they actually messaged me later and they were like, okay, more shit happened. Like last night I couldn't get to sleep until about 3:30 a.m., which I thought was weird because I'm never up until 3 a.m. I'm normally pretty tired. I was laying in bed watching TV, and right outside of my room I heard a lock locking. I have 4 cats, and if they're in my room they can open up the door. So outside my door I put a lock on the door. I knew that everybody in the house was asleep as it was 3 a.m. I heard a loud bang and it was like somebody was playing with the lock outside my door. Okay, and then this last story is from Aslan. The story isn't about me, but about my dad. He's had many more like this. For some reason he's had a lot of paranormal experiences and he's very spiritual in that sense. When he was younger, he would wake up almost every night to the sound of someone walking up the stairs that led to the 2nd floor. Most nights he would go out to see a woman walking up the stairs. She wouldn't say anything or even acknowledge his presence, but she would occasionally move the pictures that they had on the walls. My dad didn't know who this woman was or why she was there. The odd thing is the woman really took a liking to my aunt, who was also very spiritual, and would go as far as to move from the stairs to her room. My dad has so many more stories and so many more experiences. Okay, I actually want them to like tell me more, but I'm gonna read another one because I didn't realize that one was so short. It looked longer before I started reading it. Can you imagine though, like waking up every morning and seeing that your pictures are moved or things are moved inside of your house, and then like just one night you see the person doing it. It's like the fucking, you guys have the craziest shit happen to you. Okay, I'm gonna read one more. I know I said, I'm gonna read one more. Okay, so this one is from Mercedes. So she says, I don't know if you'll see this or not, but I recently watched your scary story video and I thought I would share mine. I feel like all of you guys started with like, you're never gonna see this, and I'm just like, welcome to the vid. I've always had little things happen to me that just seem normal. Like I would hear walking upstairs, my dogs would bark at nothing, and I've heard voices. But my scariest story happened 3 years ago when I was a junior in high school. This is a long story, but I'll try to sum it up and make it shorter. Pretty much that year I had 3 friends, 2 girls, and my ex-boyfriend. And she says, but this was before they dated. My ex heard of this road called the Never Ending Road, which I know the story of it if you want to hear it, but my ex took me and my 3 friends down that road on a few separate occasions, and every time something wonky would happen. I think I've heard of that road, where there's something similar to it. I don't even remember if it's in the United States though, because there's something like that. Or there's some road where there's like random trucks, like ghost semi-trucks. I don't fucking know. So she said, when I would look down the road, I would see lights like fireflies, but it was the middle of winter with snow on the ground. I'd also hear things and vehicles would start to have issues. But the story starts with my one friend, my ex, and I. We stayed out there for a few hours, and you weren't supposed to look behind you in a mirror, but my ex did that. And as we left, my friend saw something running across the road, but I was already seeing lights, so I didn't want to look up. Suddenly, my ex started to zone out and kept looking in his drive side mirror, which was the one he wasn't supposed to look in. He doesn't remember this at all, but the whole night he was looking in the mirror. As we were driving on the main road past a cemetery, he suddenly said, let's visit Chad, and he drove in and stopped at a random point. Then he fell asleep. I wake him up and he drove a little bit more and does the same thing. Later in the night, he said he has a headache and takes some Advil. He does the same thing 5 minutes later. Between this, he falls asleep again. Are you fucking kidding me? A few days later, my vehicle started to have M's written on the windshield, and they would reappear even after I cleaned it. And then she also said she had nightmares of a little girl without a face for a week straight. She said there's more to the story if you want me to share it. Yeah, I totally would. Please send me the rest of the story. Oh my gosh, okay, wait, I just remembered somebody sent me something so long ago. I don't know how. Oh, sorry, I just fucking kicked the shit out of my tripod. Somebody sent me a story a really long time ago. I'm gonna find it because I remember they sent me a picture too. Okay, I need to find this shit. I got this story at the beginning of October, so if that doesn't tell you how shitty my memory is, I don't know what does. I really love the lines on my face. It's fucking awesome. Okay, so this is from her is I don't like you, but I have screenshots so I can't see what her actual name is or his actual name is. I'm so sorry. So they said, I have a Ouija board because my mom got it for me when I turned 11. A couple years ago, my friends and I were playing with the board and something said it was by the curtain, so we took a picture and you can see the face. It is so scary. I felt pressure on my arm, so we took another picture, and in the picture you can see red marks and also a handprint. It isn't attached to a hand or anything. It's so weird. I also ended up with bruises. So let me see, because they literally put pictures. So I'm gonna put the picture right here, and they said, so in the circled thing, you can literally see a face if you turn it sideways. So I'm gonna turn it sideways, I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna do something so you guys can see it more clearly. So I remember when I first saw it, I was like, holy shit, because it looks like an eye. Like, I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but it looks like an eye peeking out. They said the doors randomly slam shut when all the windows are closed, and we hear knocking randomly. My mom and I both heard whispers, but nothing was there, and I've also seen figures in doorways, all sorts of scary ass things. They said, thank you for taking the time to read this. So like, fucking A. Sorry that took me so long to share. I can't even believe that I remembered it now. I have a horrible memory. I should probably get it checked out. I literally used to like have an app to do like exercises to fix my memory, and then I forgot to do the exercises, so whatever. That is all I'm going to read for now. Thank you so much to everybody who's sending me stories. If you guys have stories, feel free to send them to me. I'm going to try so hard to at least start to like respond to you guys, maybe not read all of them in videos. I'm gonna try to do these videos all the time just so I can get more stories out there, because I know you guys take the time to send them to me, and the whole reason for you sending them to me is so that I can share them with other people, and so I'm going to try my hardest to do that more often. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sorry that the lighting is so bad towards the end of this video, but I know you guys don't care. Bye. Also, to all the people who tell me I talk too fast, I know I talk too fast, but I record for like an hour, and I like just also I don't think you can see my shirt like at all throughout this entire thing, and I'm a little bit sad about that. All right, I love you guys. Bye.